Hi everybody, I'm Cole Regan. I'm doing my biology project on Huntington's disease, also known as HD. First we're going to start out with symptoms. Huntington's disease, most obvious symptoms are abnormal body movements called chorea, C-H-O-R-E-A, and a lack of coordination. But it also affects a number of mental abilities and some aspects of behavior. Physical symptoms occur in a large range of ages, around the mean occurrence of early 50s, late 40s, sometimes it climbs into the mid-50s. But if they occur before the age of 20, which is possible, it's also known as juvenile HD. Right now, there is currently no cure, but symptoms are managed with various medications and supportive services. Huntington's disease was discovered by a man named George Huntington, hence the name of the disease, who described it precisely in 1872. The disorder has been heavily researched in the last few decades, and it was one of the first inherited genetic disorders for which an accurate test could be performed. It's passed on from a mother or father by their X chromosome. It's a dominant autosomal disease, and is found on the Huntington with an I on the end instead of the O, aka the HTT gene, which is on chromosome 4. The frequency of disorder is approximately 3 to 7 people per 100,000 people of the Western European descent, varying geographically down to 1 per 1 million people for Asian and African descent. So it mainly just affects Caucasians and not Asians and Africans. So I created a pedigree here to show you that, to prove to you actually that this is a autosomal disease instead of a sex-linked disease. You can see right here, this is the dad, this is the mom. Any female or male with an A inside of their name or symbol means they're affected. You can see here that the dad and the mom married, had a few kids. The father passed his disease on to one of his daughters here. He didn't pass it on to this daughter, and he passed it on to this daughter. He passed it on to this son, but not this son. Well, this son married a non-carrier female, and they had one daughter who has it and one son who doesn't. Their only son that doesn't have the disease married a non-carrier, and all their children are fine. This one did not marry. This one did not marry either. A male married the carrier female, and that one of their daughters has the disease and one of their sons has the disease. But their second son and second daughter do not have the disease. So this just proves that it's an autosomal disease, because it's not just females affected, it's also males, shown right here, here, and here. Whereas the female is shown here, here, here. So, and right here. So, I mean, that just proves it's not sex-linked. It's not just sticking with one person. We'll zoom back out here. Alright. Advances. Possible babies with the HD can be checked while in the mother's womb. What they do is they stick a needle inside the mother's womb, pull out a couple skin cells that are surrounding the baby, and they check it in a lab. It takes a few weeks, up to a month, and they come back to you and say, "We're so sorry, your baby has Huntington's disease," or "Breathe, your baby doesn't have Huntington's disease." So it goes either way, but they can figure it out. For psychotic patients, antidepressants are used to help the patient, but it's not a cure. Just keeps them, upkeep and, feeling okay. Not, "I hate Huntington's disease. I'm tired. I don't want to live anymore." Most HD patients need 2 to 3 times the amount of calories that the rest of us intake. 2 to 3 times the amount of calories. That's a whole lot. EPA, an omega-3 fatty acid, slows and possibly reverses the progression of the disease. Right now it's being tested on a handful of patients. Not too many right now because they don't know what it's going to do in a couple years. I mean, they want, what they hope to see is in 10 years, the person's like, disease gone, disease gone, not dead. But they don't know yet, so that's why they're only testing on a handful of patients. If it's proven successful, then they'll definitely distribute it to more patients if they're willing to pay the price. My sources are the Huntington's Disease Society of America, Caregiver's Handbook for Advanced Stage Huntington Disease by the Huntington Society of Canada, Huntington Project, World Congress on Huntington's Disease, and finally, the Hereditary Disease Foundation. I'm Cole Regan, and I appreciate you for watching my biology project video on Huntington's disease. Thank you, and have a good day.